Everyone, welcome back to the new year. Sorry there hasn't been a video yet. My family was going through some things. We actually lost my grandfather right early in the month, so just trying to get through a bunch of stuff. So obviously in a creative rut, but one of the things he would want is me to just create. He was a creative person himself. He loved couponing and stuff like that, so he always wanted a deal. So one thing I wanted to cover, one thing I always like talking about, once I'm comfortable talking about it, is leaked specs. So this week, specifically 2 days from now or whenever you're seeing this video, Fuji's going to make some major announcements, out of New York about newer upcoming gear for the year. Probably a new, GX camera, X whatever camera, and a couple lenses here. But we have heard about the leaked specs for the Fuji X-E4. So let's talk about it real quick, and I want to tell you a little bit about the X-E3 and why it only threw me off a little bit. So the Fuji X-E3 came out a couple years ago, and it was actually a very good camera for what it was. Besides, it had one major flaw to me, and I had tried it on the camera that I rented, and then I even got another copy because I thought maybe it was broken or malfunction, and a couple other people reported the same thing. The back screen on the back of that camera was bad. It was soft. I'm a back screen shooter. I don't use the electronic viewfinder. That's give or take. So that was the main issue for me. But the camera had great autofocusing. It was portable. It's good. Fuji, it's good too. So my main thing was the back screen there. And it looks like in this X-E4, a lot of the little stuff was addressed, but there's no real pizzazz. There's nothing really to hugely celebrate in this camera. But the XE line is very popular. The X-E3 sells very well. It's under $1,000. So this X-E4 is what we're going to hear about. So the Fuji X-E4 is expected to be around $850. Once again, we'll find out the official pricing, but like I said, I like to report the stuff when I feel comfortable getting information. And it'll be $1,050 with a 27mm f2.8 lens kind of as a kit. And it's going to have basically what the newer X line of cameras in regards to sensors. Backside illuminated, 26 megapixels. Once again, nothing jumping out, but it's going to be reliable. You're going to get shots when it's pretty dark. You can boost the ISO. You can basically kind of do, a lot of shooting with all that kind of stuff. Once again, improved autofocusing. That comes with a lot of the newer cameras, as they progress through the year. But the one big thing you're going to see, and once again, the one issue that I had, is they're going to improve the back screen. Now, once again, if you're an EVF shooter, electronic viewfinder shooter, you're going to be fine. It's smooth. It's easy to use, blah, blah, blah. But the back screen will actually be a flip up screen. So you're going to be able to get more like a selfie screen type of thing. And it's not just going to be fixed. I don't really care about that type of screen per se, but I'm interested to see how that will be compared to what it was. But it seems like that they addressed most likely one of the big complaints about the screen being like soft. It's not good. It was kind of hard to use. And they're going from there. So they're going to have a flip up touchscreen LCD camera. And that's what it's going to be like back there. Flip it down. It's going to be pretty flat compared to what it used to be. So it looks like they addressed and, changed the screen, which in the X-E4, should be. You're still going to have most of your, film simulations that a lot of us like to use. But in regards to video, we'll do 4K video at 30 frames a second. But if you shoot the SD card, it will only be 8-bit. So nothing too crazy there. And if you want to do 10-bit, you can shoot that to external devices. But yet again, are you using this camera as a main shooter? Most likely not. This line right here is great for like street photography, portability. But yet again, it is still an interchangeable lens camera. It's not fixed like the X100V or anything. So you can still change lenses. You've still got a lot of options. But for $850, this most likely will be what the X-E4 is. And it looks like they've addressed, wait until we see the back screen issue that, some of us had complaints about and that we voiced. And I'll link my X-E3 review video down below so that way you can understand a little bit more about what the camera was. But it's very popular, so here comes the X-E4 in just a couple of days. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Is that a big enough change to go from an X-E3 to an X-E4? Do you really care about the back screen thing? Let me know. But if you're a Fuji user, what are you hoping that Fuji does this year? What are you looking for? Fuji just had a very big year along with Sony, even last year during very, very tough times, economic crisis and stuff like that. What can you expect from Fuji this year? They just had the X100V example, etc. So you expect these type of cameras to get more or less a look at, like the XE4, etc. And go from there. So Fuji starting off the year. Excited to see what Sony's going to do too, you know, in the next couple months or so. It should be an interesting year despite everything going on. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and